Hey guys, my name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we're painting the Erinyes Bards from the Monsters of Ceylon monster box and book. And if you guys like mini painting, make sure to leave a subscribe, a comment, a like, all that good stuff, and let's get right on into it. So the Erinyes Bards are basically devils. They're lawful evil bards, and they do bardy stuff. Now, let me talk to you about the painting of these guys to start with. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm not very proud of this paint job I did. I'm not happy with it. I'm not satisfied with it, except for one thing. And that would be the tights and the armor on the legs, arms, and chest. Specifically because the book actually has two very similar reds on both of those pieces, and I was able to mix two similar reds that looked different enough to really make a fantastic look for the actual armor, and was able to really utilize just slightly different pigments to make a more dimensional look, and I was really happy with that, and I was really proud of that. In fact, I think my color mixing specifically on these paints and on these models were actually pretty top-notch compared to what I have done before. I did a lot better with managing my colors, I did a lot better with saving my paints, and I did a lot better with making pretty decent colors that kind of matched compared to what I had done previously. However, my painting technique was by far subpar. I look at the final products, even when it's in person, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. I'm really not. I did do my hardest, but these guys are really so small. Like, the faces of these guys are smaller than my pinky nail by far. They're like a quarter the size of my pinky nail, and I got big old hands, and I got brushes that fray a lot at the ends. And while that is no excuse in my personal opinion, and I should be practicing more on brush control, and I have been. I actually got to have like a sketchbook where I just do lines and lines of brushes with just black paint. I feel like I could have done better, and I feel like I don't think I rushed through it. I think I just did not have the skill to manage those small details properly, and that is something that eventually I do want to get better at, and I do want to do more of. These guys are also strangely detailed, where you have the loot and the fingers really close together, and they're two separate colors, they're skin colored, and there's like this like grayish green, like almost like a dark orcish green that is there. In fact, I think I used like a paint called like orc green on there, or like orc gray mixed with goblin green or something like that. The horns as well, there are multiple horns on the hat, and the hat itself was really weirdly modeled because I couldn't tell the difference between the hat and the hair if there was one. And the wings were a challenge. I will say this, with the wings, I don't think I let the paint dry properly, and you know what? I did kind of mess up on them, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm really proud of the bodysuit and the armor. I think I did really well there. In fact, I was able to go over them and add in a different color if I didn't like the color, and so on and so forth, which you'll probably see later on in the video, and certainly in the VOD coming out at noon today. And if you guys can, put that in the background, I'd be extremely grateful. It's a very fun thing. Let's talk about the stats on these guys. Now, these guys, again, most of these creatures in this book are good for mid-level to late-level games, and one thing that I'm a little sad about is there's not a lot of early game monsters, because a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of the charm of D&D comes in the early game. You have a lot of really fun early, it's all about, the early game is all about charm and really diving into the world and really understanding the world in a different point of view, while the late game is all about the fantastical, the big, and the momentous. And a lot of these characters and a lot of these things, like, there is a druid that rides a frog, there's a forest gnome scout, and this thing is clearly made for like mid-range encounters, but I think it would be a fantastic early game encounter if you wanted to talk about going to a forest gnome enclave, or if forest gnomes are being surrounded by goblins, just really scared of outsiders, so they attack first and ask questions later. So I think they could do better. I want more early game characters. Anyways, These guys have an AC of 18 with 141 health. That's a lot of goddamn health and a 60-foot fly speed. That's amazing. They have really strong saving throws, Constitution 7, Intelligence 6, Wisdom 7, and Charisma 9. Ridiculous. Their Charisma is off the charts. High performance with resistances to cold, bludgeon, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Immune to fire and poison. And they have True Sight and Telepathy. Oh my god. As a bonus action, the Erinyes, I cannot pronounce this word, can grant inspiration on itself or allies. That's great. Hellish weapons. The weapon attacks are magical, do an extra 13 damage or 3d8 poison damage. It's really busted. The spellcasting, they have spells like Blade Ward, Mage Hand, Message, Vicious Mockery, Bane, Charm Person, Cure Wounds, Calm Emotions, Counterspell, Confusion, Animate Objects, and so much more. And they obviously have their Longsword, which is not their main form of attack. In fact, their main form of attack is with their spells. And at total, they have 4 level 1 slots, that's 4 spells, 3 level 2 slots, that's the 3 spells, so 7 total, 3 level 3, that's 10 total, 3 level 4, that is 13 total, and 2 level 5, and that is 15 total? Yeah, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2 is... Yeah, that's 15 total spells. That's enough spells to really do a lot of damage, especially when you have some like Mass Cure Wounds and Blade Ward, a lot of the Vicious Mockery. A lot of these will do a lot of good chip damage. A lot of these will do a lot of fantastic healing and supporting. They are of course support units. You could put them probably with the High Devil we painted a little while ago. Have a little fun with that, and I think you would have a crazy build. In fact, I think you could probably mix them with a few things here. You get like maybe 2 Hell Pugs, an Erinyes Bard, and the Hell Demon. Like, oh my god, I think that'd be really cool. You have a pretty solid counter, even with just this book alone. Anyways, guys, we're heading towards the end of this video. I think we're about a minute off of it. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me, in your opinion, what your favorite part about mini painting is, or mini building, if you do any of it yourself, and tell me how much you're enjoying these videos. Again, I'm not exactly proud of these guys. The texture was... The more I look at them, the less proud of them I am, but I'm not going to kick myself too much about them. I'm still learning. I hope y'all had a fantastic day out there. Hope y'all having a fantastic new year. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye, everyone.